on truck beds, right, those truck storage things. I think someone said they saw them on school buses. Sometimes they're on the grounds, which is why we might need this kind of embossed texture for making the metal more durable and making it grippy. Thank you. So this might be a way of, we can manipulate metal by pressing into it. And that's going to last a long time, isn't it? If those letters are actually pressed into the metal, they're probably not going anywhere. Okay, so in a construction purpose, maybe if you were looking outside of an airplane window, if anybody's been on a plane, you might see that the metal is riveted together, kind of layered up like a quilt. Yeah, it looks kind of quilted. Like that. That's also called, we're going to do one more art word, which we haven't used yet, but since you guys are 5th graders. It's a type of sculpture called low relief. And this is sort of low relief. That means it's something that just slightly is above the surface. Yeah. Low relief. Okay. So what that actually is a picture of a ceiling tile. So in old fancy buildings, they used to put decorative pieces of metal on the ceiling.
Yeah, I've seen those.
You've seen those? Okay. What else can we see? Okay. So we saw this. Some more. So when we see something like this, this is where the metal is pushed down and then it pops up. So where we see these highlights, that's where the metal is sticking out, and where it's darker like this, that's a shadow where the metal is left down or pushed down. So again, a really old technique. Here's some more metal in a little bit of more of a decorative sense. So again, we're seeing where all these shadows where this is all the metal being manipulated. So shadows where it's pressed down, highlights where the metal gets pushed out, same way where you see the highlights along here. So pushing down, metal coming up. You can think about in your design if you want to do organic shapes like that or fill it up with designs. Okay, so this is kind of more what we're going to do. Anybody recognize that type of fence? Yeah? So I made a sample and I put it on a fence near my house just to make sure that what we're doing is weatherproof. So it's been out there for a few weeks. So it's been hit by wind and rain and who knows what. Because it's not. So all these little dots and things, all this was made just with a pencil because this metal is so soft. So you guys will make a design and you will trace that design and that will emboss your metal. And then Ellen and I take all the edges and fold them over so they're not sharp, and then we're going to attach them to the fence. It's a larger gauge than your aluminum foil you'd use in the kitchen, but it marks really easily. Okay.
So you see this red reflection in here? That's probably from like a car going by or something. So we're not coloring the metal. It takes on the color by itself, which makes it so cool.
So we have a few actual samples for you to handle. And as we mentioned, the metal is super soft, and this has been through a few people by now. So we'll take a look. Go ahead. Just be gentle with them.
I think it's good. What if I have?
So this one's definitely been through the ringer.
Have you? Oh, very cool.
What? Circle swirl.
Isn't that cool?
So first step is we're going to work through some design ideas. Before we get our metal, we want to get some ideas.
We're going to take a piece of regular paper and make a couple of folds, match corners, flatten it down.
She's going to go get Charlotte.
Make another fold. You're following, right? So then you have, when you open it up, you have 4 panels. So we can make 4 different designs. And this is the stencil that you'll be using. Okay, so just kind of set it in there. Make a drawing around this.
We're just thinking about ideas. So everybody be thinking about what they're going to do on their piece of metal. And remember, this is going to be up at the school as long as possible. So really think about what kind of image you want to come back like in 5 years and look at.